I just came back from a run. It's 5:30 in the morning, and please excuse my breathing and sweating and everything else. But I just couldn't get home and take a shower and you know dress nicely before I take this video because I was just getting angry as I was running. And the reason I got angry is because we are losing our country. We're losing our country, guys. And if there was a sign to indicate that your country is being invaded, that sign is right now because all the signs are telling us that our country is being taken over by elements we don't even understand. I mean, you look at our crime situation at the moment and how our law enforcement has been infiltrated by criminal elements. So basically, our whole law enforcement departments are run by criminals, cartels whose intentions we don't even know anything about. So when you report a crime and nothing comes of it, if your family member is being murdered or raped or something like that, and there are no results or no feedback from the police, now we understand why. Because the law enforcement agencies are taken over by criminals. And these criminals are in bed with politicians, the politicians that we voted for. So like it's really upsetting that we need to wake up, South Africa. It's time that we just use our common sense and understand and see all the signs that are surrounding us that our country is literally slipping away from us. And then we are being murdered on a daily basis. 64 people murdered every day. Women are being terrorized. Our farmers are being killed. They're spiking on the roads. So how do you expect to solve crime when half of the people that are committing crime are not even in the country legally? How do you process somebody you don't even know? I mean, I can go on about just the whole security cluster that we have in our country. Our navy lately, we got reports that is in decline, so our seas are not safe. We don't know who's coming through to do illegal smuggling and illegal fishing. We don't know what the hell is going on. Our military is a Mickey Mouse military. I mean, one general said that the other day. His words, not mine. So we have no defense for this country. Our borders are wide open. Our law enforcement agencies are a shame. Like they're a shade of what they used to be. So anybody can just walk into our country, do whatever they want, and tell us how to treat them because we have Ubuntu, right? So, guys, we need to park our Ubuntu, put it on the side for a couple of months, and just deal with common sense issues. We have a plane that comes out of nowhere and lands here full of Palestinians, and then we have to be nice because we have empathy for them. We have empathy for Palestinians, and I've got nothing against Palestinians. I've got nothing about Israel. Listen, take me as a 12-year-old child from Diepsloot, whose main concern is, having a roof over his head, eating a good enough diet, getting good education, and having safety and security around his house. Take me as that. I'm on the side of South Africa. I don't take anybody's side. I'm on the side of South African problems. Diepsloot, Ivory Park, the drug problems in El Dorado Park, all the gang-related murders and violence that happens in Cape Town. I am on that side. So I've got nothing against Palestine. I've got nothing against Israel. But what I'm trying to say to you is, let's use common sense. Why do we have empathy for everybody else except for our own citizens? We've got 64 people being killed every day in this country, but we're the first ones to complain when other human rights are being violated elsewhere in the world. Anyway, enough about that. So we have so many problems coming from so many angles that we need to wake up now and realize that our country is burning. And if we don't do anything about it, we cannot leave it to the politicians because they're corrupt. We can't leave it to the politicians because all they're really worried about is themselves and their family. Just want to make sure this thing is still on. They worry about themselves and their pockets and their family and protecting their own interests. We can't leave it to them. It's up to us. Let me tell you something, man. Every time South Africans complain about something, we are told that it's unconstitutional to do this and that. But let me tell you something. When the ANC was causing chaos to take down the apartheid government, everything they were doing was against the constitution. But it was not fair. Just because it's in the constitution doesn't make it fair. Doesn't make it right. Because South African rights take a backseat to everybody else. So, let me tell you something, man. I'm the most tolerant person in the world, and I think South Africans are too. We're not xenophobic. We've accepted foreigners from all over the world for the longest time. But we cannot have illegal foreigners in our country. It doesn't help any country to do that. You, you have to be a stupid country to do that, where people just walk through your border, they come in, you don't know their criminal background, you don't know what they're here for, and they just roam around your country, and then it's okay. And then they come and use all your resources, and sometimes even sabotage your resources. So I'm just angry, man, and I feel like South Africans we're not angry enough. We need to really, really get into the space of understanding that this is our spaces, man, and our space is being taken over by elements we don't even understand. We need to deal with this. So now, if you think about the whole immigration problem that we're facing in the country, so you find that in the driving school business, we've got Zimbabweans running the driving school businesses, we've got Mozambicans running the construction business, we have Ethiopians and Somalians running the taxi business in South Africa, we've got Pakistanis running the phone tech business to fix our phones and give us all the screen protectors we need. And then what business are South Africans doing? These people come into our country and they take all these spaces and opportunities. And then what do we own? So we just become the customers. That's what's become of South Africans. We're just the customers. And every time I see somebody who's privileged come on TV talk about these people they're human too. They must get they also deserve to get access to healthcare. These are the same people who live in suburbs with private security and private healthcare and private education. Let me tell you something. You tell somebody in Deep Slot that these people deserve to have free healthcare and free education in our country, and then ask them how they feel. Ask them how they feel. So it's time that we really, really get off the high horse and then understand what's really happening on the ground. But we are losing our country, guys, and it's really, really, it's like I'm getting worked up just thinking about it. Just thinking about a president who is who's a nobody really. And then every time something that happens on a global scale, he has to walk out there and then act as if he's got the balls. So Ramaphosa, let me ask you a question. You've got the balls to go to the ICJ. You've got the balls to be a peacemaker in the world. Where are your balls when kids in Alex are starving? Where are your balls when there's no service delivered? Where are your balls when 64 people are being killed in this country? Where are your balls when farmers are being murdered? Where are your balls when our women are being violated every day? Where are your balls when GBV is a crisis and you refuse to declare it as such? Where are your balls, Ramaphosa? You got no balls. You're nobody. This is our country, guys, man. And to young people, we need to really come together and understand what we're fighting for. You need to fight for your country. It's the only thing that you have. All your future opportunities are in this country. Nowhere else. And nobody can come to your country and tell you how you should behave in your country. It's your country. If somebody comes from somebody else and they come into this country, we tell them what to do. It's our country. They cannot walk from an aeroplane or walk through a border or come through wherever they're coming from and come here and tell us how we should behave. You don't come from your nonsense country and come to our country and preach to us about human rights. And you start protesting in our own country. It's our country, man. And we love this country. So it just wakes me up that, like, what are we going to tell our kids, man? When are we going to tell our kids when there's no culture left? So we have invasions from all sorts of directions. And if we don't pay attention, guys, like I said, if you want to see the signs that your country is being invaded, the signs are here right now. They're happening right now. And if you don't stand up right now in 2025 and do something about it, it's going to be too late very soon. It's going to be too late very, very soon. So, I really, really just get upset. And I just feel like, we comment on videos, we like posts, we're on TikTok talking about how South Africa is a movie and a series and things happen every day that will make you forget what happened last week. But what are we going to do about it? It is our country, it's our duty. We can't leave it to the politicians, guys. They're in it for themselves. Who knows what kind of deals they're making with shady people? We've already seen how they make deals with our lives when it comes to law enforcement. So they've allowed all these bad elements to invade them. So now they're letting that invasion extend to the rest of the country. And they're very good at preaching hate. They're very good at making us fight amongst each other. Um, black against white, white against Indian, Indian against colored. But actually, we are one country. We as South Africans, we are so together in our own spaces that when politicians come on our TV screens and preach that there's this big divide, we should not believe them, because they're trying to divide us. They're trying to distract us from the nonsense that they've done to bring this country down. And I'm not saying that South Africa is the best country in the world, but we have the best opportunities. And then as South Africans, we need to protect those opportunities. It's our opportunities because it's our country. So guys, that is just my take for the day. And when I look at our ministers, I look at the Minister of Defense. Guys, come on, man. They appoint ministers as if they're just trying to insult us. They appoint ministers as if they're just trying to, like, they're playing a game with us. Like, why do they make appointments like that? Why do they make the most useless appointments in the most important portfolios, like security, the security of your own country? Okay, come on, guys, man. Sometimes I look at some of our spaces. I mean, I'll talk about a typical example. We've got Hillbrow in Joburg, and many spaces in Joburg where people have come into our country, occupied those spaces, started running those places down with their criminal activities. South Africans move out because they can't handle it. And now all of a sudden, those spaces are protected to a point where, as a South African, you don't even have access to those spaces, whether because it's too unsafe or you just feel out of place. Randburg is happening. Rosettenville happened. Midrand is happening at the moment, where there are so many spaces where people have come into your country and they're trying to mimic the behavior from their own nonsense countries. And we've allowed it. We've allowed it to a point where there are so many illegal businesses running in our country, especially in Joburg. There are people who are making illegal food. I saw a video the other day where somebody was making the South African police uniform. People are making fake qualifications, fake bank statements, fake home affairs documents in our own country. And you're telling me that our bylaws are not enough to do the checks and balances? But because our law enforcement is so weak and it is so corrupt, we let these small little things get away from us, and until we get to a point where the crime is so bad that these people have occupied our space for so long that we cannot control it anymore. So that's why I'm going to end it, guys. So I just found myself running this morning and really getting upset, and I just wanted to come. I've not even taken a shower yet, so just come and just say, guys, we need to wake up. Let's switch on our common sense and then just stand back a little bit and say, what the hell is going on? We've got planes flying in, our borders are wide open, people are coming in, they're using our healthcare system, they're finding all sorts of loopholes in our constitution, and they're using it against us. So let me just put a disclaimer at the end. I've got nothing against Palestine. I've got, like I said, my side is the South African side. I'm on the side of a child in Ivory Park right now who probably doesn't have electricity and doesn't have enough money for lunch today. I'm on his side. So we have people coming from all sorts of SADC areas. And another part that I forgot to mention is we have a Zamazama problem in this country, illegal mining run by the Lesotho nationals. Let's be honest. And nobody's doing anything about it. The police are just looking the other way. The Minister of Mining seems to be not even aware of it. So we have all these little things that are happening, and then every day they get bigger and bigger. And it is the South African communities that are victimized by this. And every time we complain, we take the back seat and say, no, but guys, they're human too. What about us? What about our own? This is our space. This is our country. This is our land. We're the ones who make the rules, not people who just came in yesterday and now we have to accommodate them. Anyway, that's why I'm going to end it for today, guys. Please subscribe to grow the channel. And I promise that the next episode will be much more prepared, and I'll look way better than I look today. Until then, stay safe.